Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to 3D Kool Hacks. So I've been rearranging my studio to the point of actually moving my printer around to a different wall. And this was a lot of the stuff that I had to take off the printer. But it made me really think about when I started doing this about the things that I do use and I don't use. And here goes my mess right now. So these are some of the different things that I've learned to do and not to do in the big picture. So let me just point a few different things out for you. So right here, this is one of the boxes that one of my printers had in it for my 3D printer. I kept this to keep all my supplies in it. So I have all my extra tubes. So that's always sitting beside my printers. And the next thing was when I first started off this whole 3D printing channel, I didn't have these spools like I do now. I only had the bamboo spools, and a lot of times when you pick up bamboo filament, they come without spools. So I started printing off my own. I did not know when I started printing off my own that you shouldn't be printing these off in PLA. You should be printing these more off in a PETG, because you don't know what the temperature is going to get like when you start to dry your PETG. So that was one of my first big mistakes that I made. The next thing I found out was about HobbyLobby. So HobbyLobby, you'll notice I have a lot of filament right through. That's HobbyLobby. I'm really enjoying it. I'm switching a lot of my bamboo over to my HobbyLobby filament because I do enjoy the colors. They're bright and vibrant, but they do offer these spools right here. They're starting to offer more things at HobbyLobby, but your spools just go in here just like anything else. You just pop them in and then you're ready to go. But yeah, so I would probably suggest go to HobbyLobby to pick up your spools, or go or reuse the different kind of spools. So the nice thing I do like about the Sunlu is Sunlu does have reusable spools. I use a lot of that. That's my third go-to, but I was using this a lot. So I kept a lot of these spools so I could actually go through here and reuse them, because boy, when you run out of them, you run out of them. The next thing that I started figuring out pretty quick is that not all spools are actually made the same. So like I said, I've really fell in love with this HobbyLobby filament. They've done a really good job where it comes to the different colors and everything else. But the issue with the HobbyLobby filament is it does not have reusable spools. That's a very disappointing thing, where they're focusing a lot on 3D printing right now, and they haven't figured that out where it comes to their manufacturer. So HobbyLobby, if you're listening, make these reusable. I understand you're trying to make some extra money right here, but it's not the best thing where it comes to consumers. And the next thing I figured out pretty quick is not, when I'm talking about these rolls of filament also and how the spools work, they're not all created equally. So this one right here, this is called Gant arm. I don't know too much about it. I got it because of the color, but the other thing about the color with this particular one is that the spool doesn't sit in the best where it comes to my bamboo printer. So if you notice, it's actually a thinner spool and it has a bigger hole. So for some of the bamboo products, if you don't have an AMS and then you do have a like an A1 printer, these would not work for you. So just beware about when you start picking up spools from other manufacturers. Like I said, I had a lot of stuff. And the other thing I've noticed too, sorry about crawling around, but I picked these up pretty early into my YouTube journey. You have Made by Overture and eSun. A lot of people like these brands. I have not done anything with them just yet, because I guess the cardboard, it can actually mess up your AMS. The nice thing about having a 3D printer is that you can actually go through and print off things that go over this and actually hold it, where it comes to eSun, where it comes to Overture. And the other nice thing about these, I've watched a video where you can actually literally break these apart and put these spools onto a reusable spool. So note to self, you can do it with the Overture brand and the eSun. So just beware when you start doing buying these rolls, because like I said, they're not all created the same. And the other thing I started doing when I started going through this little project, like I said, there's a lot of stuff right here, was I started labeling a lot of my things. Right here I have a lot of this filament extra that I purchased, where it comes to a lot of the other video, because I'm really starting to replace everything. But I just noticed about how you set it is you can't set it up to the point of where you're seeing everything right like you can do with the bamboo. So you don't think about it, but a label maker is one of your best friends where it comes to a lot of these things. If you don't want to take it out of the box, you kind of want to just store it away, get a label maker. Did not think about that either. Then we have a lot of this other mess right here. So when I mean by a lot of this other mess, these are some of the things that I use a lot of now. I've actually went away from some of the things I used in my first video, but when you buy glue, make sure you buy more than just one, because you'll be upset. Not that you run out of it, but you can't get it to work for you because the tip's all messed up. You can't glue things together. I did find these right here. These come with 2 of them in there. Nice little brand I like. They do have this particular brand right here, the CA glue, where you can actually get this from HobbyLobby, and then they have a spray to cure it. But I've relied a lot on the glue. And the next thing was these little scrapers. So these little scrapers are phenomenal. They just pop and you can use both sides. You get a bunch of these. I got a 4-pack of these with all these extra blades right here. Phenomenal. It helps you clean off your plate. You don't have to worry about scratching it. But for $5, this is a must to get. The next thing would be a pair of scissors. You'll be surprised by just having a pair of scissors around you and you start like, man, where did I put everything? You always have a pair of scissors, you're good. And then I started going into these different kind of picks that I have. So I have a bunch of different picks and cutting tools, but I noticed that I started using this pick a lot. You probably can't see in the camera very well, but this has a hook tip, and then I have one that has this, and I have another angled one. I've been using a lot of those where it comes to pulling off the supports. I don't have one of the really expensive ones, so I've been printing the supports with the same material. I know it's a little bit more waste, but it does save quite a bit of time. And then I just have my basic little cutters that I have made by Crescent, little pliers. But I did start finding out that I started using these cheap rusty ones quite a bit more, because it had more of a way to open them up, and I could cut it to the point of the supports. I've been doing some pretty good sized prints. Like right here, these are supports. This actually helps get around it where you can't get around the other ones just as well. So yeah, get yourself a nice pair of cutters. This one does have a little spring in it. I've had it for years. The next thing I have, you would be kind of surprised, but butane. So if you have these lighters like I do, where it comes to 3D printing, you have it where they're butane lighters. Your torch lighters where you clean things up. I picked these up from Menards. They're like $4 a piece. But you really get upset when you run out of butane in it. So always just keep 1 or 2 of these around just to put filling it up. They're pretty easy to fill it up right here on the back side. Then one of my other tools I have is I print this off of the Bambu Handy app. It's just to release your tubing where it comes to your PTFE tubing, to the point of you want to switch around your different AMSs and things like that. The other thing is you'll see that I have a few more things where I have a lot of unopened filament. I would suggest to keep your filament in the package before you use it. Don't just be taking it out to be taking it out. That's what I did with a few of these different filaments, and I didn't do myself any kind of service. Then you'll see these little tags over here. So these tags right here, what happens is that Bambu has this RFID technology. You get it where you have the very end of it, and they look just like that. So I've been writing a lot of things on it, like this one right here. I didn't write it, so I'm gonna have to put this into a spool and see what kind it is. But go through, this is my Titan right here, but go through and pull these things off and just start labeling them. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do where it comes to the temperature, but like this is mistletoe green, white, black. Label them, throw these away. Plus, if you have a bunch of them, you can buy these things on eBay. These things right here, depending on which one you have, go anywhere from $1.99 up to $5. So you might be able to make a couple bucks off of that. Then you can start really cleaning this stuff up and throwing it away. Then I have my silicone gel beads. I haven't really used these that much at all, which I should do a better job where it comes to moisture. That's the main reason I'm moving my YouTube studio around, was to actually get my printers away from my AC unit. Then the last few different things you see right here, I found out I use a lot of acetone now where it comes to cleaning up my plate if I had a hard print. But when I default to the most is probably glass cleaner, and some wipes. It does a really nice job to actually get the oil off of that plate for you, to the point of actually, because you'll touch it, you don't think about it, but it's just a nice thing just to spray it on your paper towels, wipe it off before prints. You'll have a better job of it actually sticking in a herring. Then I have a couple more things right here. So I have actually printed off multiple poop buckets. And I have 2 printers, so I've printed off 2 of each one. Then I have another one I couldn't find. But just really be aware of the space that you have and what you're working around, because these might change. Like this has a lot of space for it, but it was really hard for me to get off of one of my printers where I had to go back to this, get a couple magnets. This one right here didn't work for me at all. But be aware, because you don't have to be really wasting filament on poop buckets, which I've wasted a lot of filament on poop buckets. And then the last thing is I do have the Sunlu ASM heater. I use that quite a bit, but the one thing I do like is this right here. So I bought this. This is called a Clay Do. It's kind of a cheaper product. It's about this cheaper build. It does pretty well where it comes to the temperature, but the nice thing about this one is that you can actually just set it up, heat it up, and use it before you actually even throw it in your printer, in case you're doing other prints that do not need to be dried as much. But this is one thing I keep going back to. I have it plugged in right beside my printer. I plan to actually print in the PETG. What I'll do is I'll fire this up, plug it in, and let it sit overnight and run. But these are some of the things that I've learned pretty quick in the last, since the beginning of the year of doing this and moving around my YouTube studio. So I'm trying to get more organized. I'm just trying to show you the different things that I have actually really used quite a bit. I mean, it's kind of surprising, but it's amazing how fast you can collect this stuff and which things are truly the things you use the most, because I don't want you to waste some money like I did where it comes to some of these products, but like these are probably my go-tos where it comes down to everything I've been using. But I hope this video is helpful to the point of my insight of how I've really rethought doing everything. And I'm going to be putting this all back onto my 3D printer. And boy, it's been 3 or 4 days to the point of where I've just trashed my YouTube studio. But look forward to that one. I'm going to be recording the whole thing where it comes to the move. Spoiler alert, I did drop one of these things. It still works, I think. So yeah, but thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.